use. So I'm going to show you some good examples of how to use QR codes. Tesco. Tesco is a Korean supermarket chain, and they had a problem. They wondered how they could become the #1 grocery chain without increasing the number of stores. So in Korea, there's a limited amount of real estate. There's a limited amount of land that that is available to retailers, and so if you can't create more locations, how do you increase your market share? They had the idea of creating virtual grocery stores in subways. And so this image is of one of their virtual grocery stores with a consumer scanning products using QR codes. And so how it works is they scan, they look at, browse the shelves of the virtual grocery store, scan the products they want, which are added to a shopping list. They buy it right there when they're done shopping the virtual grocery store, and the groceries are delivered when they get home. So they take their subway ride, and by the time they get home, the groceries are there waiting for them. So it's very smart way and a very thoughtful way of using QR codes to solve a business problem. Famous Dave's. This is one of my favorite restaurants. Famous Dave's used a QR code on a flyer that was included in a takeout meal. So they were sticking these flyers in their takeout meals. When you scanned the QR code on the flyer, it brought you to this form for entering a sweepstakes for a vacation in Hawaii. And who doesn't want a vacation in Hawaii? So scan the QR code. I go to a mobile optimized form. See that form on the screen that offers real value, a vacation in Hawaii. So there's a great deal of incentive for me to complete the form, and the experience is easy to use. Because the form is mobile optimized, and it's easy for me to enter the information I need to enter to enter the sweepstakes. So this is an example from First Bank in Denver International Airport. These QR codes were on poster boards along the concourse, a series of display boards that allowed you to download free ebooks. Treasure Island from Robert Louis Stevenson, Moby Dick from Herman Melville, The Art of War from Sun Tzu. These are all public domain books, you'll notice. That didn't cost them anything, obtaining the content. They explained how to use the QR codes. And what is the one thing that a lot of people do when they're at the airport and they go visit the bookstore, look for some reading to do while they're in flight. And so it's a common behavior, and First Bank's brand promise is, we're here to help you save. And they're doing just that. They're allowing you to download free books for your in-flight reading. And so they're delivering on their brand promise. They're saving you money because the books as is everything in airports is much more expensive than normal. And they're saving you money, and they're saving you time as well. So that's a great example and a smart example of using QR codes for extending your brand. This is a sign outside of American Burger Restaurant on Hennepin Avenue in downtown Minneapolis. And I was passing by this one day, and obviously I noticed QR codes quite a bit, being a marketer. So I thought I'd check it out. And I think this is smart use. It captures foot traffic. When you scan the QR code, you get free appetizers, discounts for drinks, exclusive happy hours. So they're promising you some value, and it's right outside the door of the restaurant itself. So you're right there, and it's a way of capturing foot traffic and drawing some additional potential customers in that may not have otherwise visited the restaurant. So good customer acquisition strategy. Glamour magazine, in their September 2011 issue, shown here, used proprietary snap tags. And you'll see down here in the bottom right hand corner of the magazine is an indication of the snap tags they're using. They were designed to use with Facebook and Twitter, social media. Readers had to download an app to use it. They had to install the app. They had to scan, and then they had to like the page, or follow the Facebook or Twitter account that scan brought them to. So that was the process. And as I said, sort of cumbersome, right? You need to scan, you need to download in this case, you actually had to download a special app to use this type of proprietary code. You had to download the SnapTag app, install it, scan, and then like or follow. So this generated 50,814 Facebook likes for advertisers. It was put on advertisers' ads in the magazine, and the codes were activated by 100,000 readers. That's 4.2% of paid circulation. So a great deal of reach. A good example of how to use traditional media and extend traditional media with mobile technology and QR codes in particular. Best Buy displays QR codes on their product displays with the specs of their products in store. And so you can see here some smartphones, and each one has a QR code attached to its product spec and pricing information. These QR codes are as much for employees as they are for the customers themselves. So what it gives you is much more information about that particular product, and so sales associates don't have to run to a terminal to find out more about more information about a particular product. If a consumer is interested in them, they don't have to leave the consumer behind there or drag the consumer to the terminal to find out more information about that particular product. All they need to do is scan it, and they have the information at their fingertips. So it makes the employees much more productive, and also provides the information, obviously, for any consumer or customer who would want to scan it too. So you can then you can match scan data to sales data as well. You can do some metrics on the number of scans versus in-store sales, and gain some insight from those metrics as well. Another great example of QR codes, QR code use from Best Buy, and this is an employee satisfaction survey in the Best Buy headquarters lunchroom, and table tents in the employee lunchroom, and a simple "How are you feeling today?" question with a QR code with a thumbs up and a QR code with a thumbs down. And so you can get a quick and dirty barometer of the employee's moods based on QR code survey scanning. Pretty easy, simple idea, great execution, and the simpler you can make something, the better as far as QR codes are concerned. And so once an employee scans it, if they scan the "How are you doing?" and scan they're doing great, then it brings you to this mobile landing page, and it's the simple yes/no vote, as I said. So they can track the landing page page views and calculate that stuff in their website analytics. This is woman scanning a plant for more information. Now, if you're like me and you buy plants and they tend to die because you kill them because you're so awful, you're a brown thumb, and you don't feed them and you don't do the things you need to do to keep them alive, then additional information on how you're supposed to care for them is appreciated. So Home Depot and Lowe's are doing this, offering helpful information on how to best care for a given plant. And they put the QR code right on the plant, so when you take it home, you've got that to keep you from killing your plant. Or you can scan it while you're in store to see if it's a plant that you will likely kill because you it may be too complicated to take care of for you if you're like me. Starbucks uses print ads to make their loyal customers even more loyal. So this is pay faster than you can say tall, non-fat vanilla latte. This is a poster urging people to use the QR code to download the mobile payment app. And I have a friend who is a fiercely loyal Starbucks customer who uses the mobile payment app. And you know, people, the less friction you have in a transaction, the more likely people are to spend. So you make it a lot easier for people to spend. People are going to spend more, and paying faster and getting your coffee faster for Starbucks customers is a perk, and so they will tend to spend a lot more. Great idea, and nice execution. Simple, fast, simple message, and simple instructions in how to do it. So this example I am actually ambivalent about. I like it, and I am not sure if I like it. So this is a banner ad for New Star in Marketing Vox's email newsletter, which I subscribe to. And so this is an email newsletter that I look at every day and scan the headlines. And you'll notice that there's a banner ad here with a QR code and offering a free white paper about mobile barcodes. So it's all about QR codes. It's coupled with content about QR codes, right? So it's in a newsletter that's devoted to mobile and QR codes. So you can scan it, but it's also a banner ad, so you can just click on it. So why would I scan a banner ad when I know that I can click on it? And that's just a lot faster to do that to get the white paper, right? But given that it's a marketing email newsletter, that the topic of which is mobile and QR codes, the audience who is looking at that is highly likely to be curious enough to scan the QR code and knowledgeable enough to know what it is and all that stuff. So the barrier to entry in this case is very low because the audience is so targeted. But again, all I need to do is click. But when you do scan it, and I did because I'm a marketing geek and I want to know what happens, you are taken to a mobile optimized website with a mobile landing page, and white paper is one of several options. So solutions video, packages and info, webinar, white paper, contact us, connect with us on Twitter. I guess if I were nitpicking, I would put white paper at the top, or make this a direct link to the white paper section, since that's what the banner ad was promising. But still, I mean, there's not a lot to complain about this. This is mobile optimized. There are very few options. It's going to be easy to use on the phone because it's a mobile website. And then here is the a picture of the perfect type of form you should have on a mobile device, stacked so that the labels for the forms are on top of each other, so the eye doesn't have to dart back and forth. It just goes, takes it all in one glance. You don't have to scroll sideways on your phone. It's designed for the phone. I would question whether you need all of the information required, but that's their druthers. I would say that the less information you require, the more likely you're going to get leads, but they're probably wanting to qualify their leads more heavily, so I guess that's a bit of nitpicking, but this is a really good example of the execution. Again, go back to the question of whether or not somebody wants to actually scan the app when you can click on a banner ad. So anyway, you decide. I sort of like this one. This is a fan-designed Breaking Bad poster. And so this is a lot of people, fans out there, are writing alternate scripts for television shows they love. They're making movie posters for television shows they love, and this is a case of the latter here. I like the design, and then I also noticed, because I like the design so much and I like Breaking Bad, the TV show, I noticed the QR code in the bottom as well. And so this QR code, when you scan it, takes you to the designers, the graphic designers blog where he sells posters that he does. And he has the contact information for his graphic design services. So it's a good advertisement for his services. You never know where these images are going to end up. So putting the QR code on an image is a good idea, and it's delivering him potential clients. So a good idea there. This is a billboard on Lake Street in Uptown Minneapolis, and this is a campaign that was done by my friend Lisa Foote of MixMobi, MixMobi.com, for Chino Latino's restaurant. And normally I would say putting a QR code on a billboard is a really stupid idea. But Lisa is not stupid. This billboard is in a heavy foot traffic area in Uptown Minneapolis, and it's right across the street from the restaurant Chino Latino. So the idea, the purpose behind putting a QR code on a billboard across the street from Chino Latino's is to drive foot traffic into the restaurant. This was for a campaign to introduce a new chef at Chino Latino's. Said not only QR codes designed to draw you into the restaurant itself, but once you got into the restaurant, there were indoor signage and QR codes on drinks and everywhere, telling a story about the about introducing the new chef. So a very smartly designed QR code campaign there. The Girl Scouts of Minnesota use QR codes on trading cards to reconnect with alumni. So when the Girl Scouts are out and about selling their cookies and going door to door, they carry these trading cards and hand them out to anyone who says they were a Girl Scout. So you can see this is the front of the QR code. It's a nostalgic image, right? And the back includes a link, the URL, to reconnect for alumni, right? But it also includes a QR code where you can scan it and go directly to that alumni page. It's smart of them to include both the URL and the QR code because in an older demographic, a lot of them may not recognize what the QR code is here, so they'll just go to the website. But the people who do scan it, you're going to sort of qualify them as more tech savvy former Girl Scouts. So there's some value to understanding that too. The National Museum of Scotland used QR codes. They label their exhibit items with QR codes, and as you can see, this scan me to listen, deliver basically audio tours for their exhibit items. It allows people to comment on those items. So this is actually, if you employed this in a way that sent people if you had individual web pages for individual items in a museum, with comment forms and stuff, you could set up this as a SEO strategy where you're driving people to those pages, encouraging them to comment on each of the museum items, and interact with social media on those pages, like those pages, and share those pages to Facebook, or retweet those pages. All that activity can contribute to your search engine visibility. So it could be a good, I don't know if they're using it this way, but it occurs to me it could be a good SEO strategy to get activity around your content. But even just the audio tour idea is very smart idea.